Yo, good morning. Thank you guys for clicking on another video. In this one, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to be teaching you how to panel line, how to give a little bit of a wash effect to your Gundam, bit of petrol stains and some burnt stains. We're going to do a little bit of rust, some black soot, maybe some gunmetal on the edges of the Gunpla and everything. We have two Gundams today, so that way we can show you just kind of what they look like whenever you weather on a darker Gundam or whenever you weather on a lighter Gundam, and what kind of weathering should you use on both. So before me, I've got some 𝕤𝕦𝕚 and I've got some 𝕤𝕦𝕚 stuff, and it's really simple, really easy. So let's go ahead and start this video and let's show you guys what I got. Alright, so here's pretty much everything that we have, everything that we're going to be using. Here's our two test dummies. We have one dark and one light RX-78. The darker one is actually the entry grade. The white one is the high grade basic RX-78 that you can get from Hobby Lobby. Now, speaking of Hobby Lobby, here are two weathering palettes that you can actually get. You can get the B and the C, and they do sell the A set. B set will come with snow, soot, and rust. C set comes with orange rust, gunmetal, and silver. We also have these super cheap, inexpensive $2 𝕤𝕦𝕚 bottles here. I got these at a hobbycraft store of mine, but essentially we've got petrol spills, rust texture, and oiled earth wash. So the oiled earth wash, that one's kind of new to me. I'm not too sure when I'm going to use that one, but as far as the petrol spills, that one's going to be right up the alley of the arm joints and everything, and we'll show you guys that. And we also have the rust earth texture. So here we go, let's talk about the Gundams that we have. So we have the panel lined already put together with minimal nub marks, RX-78-2. And then we have the customized entry grade RX-78 over here. This one I did a long time ago, so it's already pretty much done to where I need to. But if you can see some of this silver that goes over the mecha, especially at the hands, the feet, the knees, if you could see some of this brown wash that's right here, that is all the weathering. And we're gonna do exactly that to this one. So let's go ahead and take a peek. Oh yeah. Also the backpack has a great deal of weathering too, so for sure. Let's go ahead and start with the darker Gundam. This is what your weathering palette's gonna look like. Let me go ahead and try to get mine open. So it's gonna come with a little dry brush, and you are gonna wanna keep a napkin or something next to you, because after you wipe through here, you don't have to wipe heavily, you just need to wipe a little bit. You do wanna be able to have a dry area in which you wanna wipe off your little brush, and then go from there. You can wash these and clean them, just be careful how you wash them and how careful and detailed you are with them. So let me go ahead and go get a napkin real quick. I'm just gonna go over the side of the edges. That's it. There you go, just like that. Just a little bit of paint wear and tear over the times. There you go. Definitely want to get this side too. So there you go, just gonna get all these little edges. And you don't have to get the edges too. You can even throw on a little bit of silver to the actual piece itself, kind of like how I did there. But for the most part, me personally, I just like to do the outer edges because it just kind of gives a true wear and tear kind of approach to your Gunpla. Thought I'd show you guys a little bit easier what to do. So again, you take your palette, get your brush. I'm using this, the arrowhead part. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is for my arm, I'm just gonna get all the edges. Everything that's an edge, it's gonna get got. Just going over it. It helps that the actual paint that I did is chipped away here, because it actually kind of makes it look like a, you know what I mean, like it's truly living some damage there. But yeah, this is the arm. This is what we have so far. There you go. That's what your arm will essentially look like afterwards. Have a little bit of wear and tear to it. It looks a lot better when you actually put the product onto the Gunpla. So now, let me go ahead and clean this up, and then we'll go ahead and do some orange soot, okay? So, as you can tell, I got a lot of rust on my Gunpla, or on my brush. I'm gonna go ahead and just get these outer edges right here. Just gonna get that. And it's okay if it looks like it took over a bit of the flat part of your Gunpla, because that's what, you know, rust would do over time. Naturally, it's just gonna corrode everything. So let's see. There you go. Looks a little bit better than what we had a while ago. Definitely got to get under here. Just gonna brush this a bit. Tap it on there, tap it on there, tap it on there. Brush the side, brush the sides. Brush this side. There you go. So you have a lot more of a rusted Gundam. All I'm really gonna do is just kind of go over on the edges and give it a lighter effect. As you guys can see, it already kind of has that. But after multiple uses, moving it around, messing with the Gundam, we've kind of lost that. So again, we're just doing all dry brush textures, and then we're gonna get into the oils and the washes and stuff like that, and then just kind of like how you apply those. As you guys can see now, it looks a little bit more white, a little bit more paint has faded over time, and that's just kind of the cool effect that you can get with these brushes. And these are only $10. These are $9.99 at Hobby Lobby. So here's my leg before. Okay, so that looks better. That looks a lot better than what we had before. We have a lot more of a fade to the knee and everything, and to the side of the leg. I'm gonna clean my brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some orange soot on the bottom, because we do have the ability to put some orange soot on the feet down here. This just in, apparently you can use a Q-tip too. My brush is good, nothing happened to my brush, but I just wanted to see real quick like what would happen. So here it is. It looks like it's applying pretty well. Yeah, okay, maybe not as best as the brush does it, but it applies, so that's pretty cool. But as you can see, the Q-tip starts to fade. It starts to look a little bit effed up there, buddy boy. Hey guys, I thought I'd let one of my lessons be or one of my mistakes be a lesson for you guys. So when I was trying to get the side hip back on, I had actually broken one of the side guards. So this is again where your extra thin cement would come in handy, and all you're gonna wanna do, right, is just, truth be told, you can even leave the legs alone, but you're just going to apply a little bit to the attached area, right? And then put a little bit on what you're attaching to. Probably need a little bit more because good old glue. Let it air dry for a couple seconds, and then, without getting it on you, press it to where it's broken, hold it and leave it. But now you got to do your best to remember that this is now broken. So you will not be able to bend that side guard or anything anymore. So I'm gonna leave that off to the side and let that chill, because it's there now, it's in place. So while the glue sits and dries, it'll also harden and stay in place. So let's get that a little bit evened, and then we'll work on the next Gundam. But yeah, just wanted to show you my mistake and that you can come back from them, okay? It's not the end of the build if it breaks. Here we go, you guys. You can definitely see it's a lot more weathered before. You can definitely tell that there are some outlines to the shoulders. You can definitely see a little bit of the orange. And now we'll have a better close-up view of this, but this is after I broke the little piece too, so I'm trying to be super careful in how I handle it. I like how it came out. I like the little touch-ups, and I like how you can always retouch up a kit. You don't have to weather it and it's just weathered for once. I mean, you're gonna be moving kits, touching them, moving them, reposing them, so it's natural you're gonna wipe some of that off. So it's pretty cool that you get a second chance to be able to do it again. Now, taking a look at our main character over here, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is take it apart first of all, and then for the petrol spills, what we're gonna go ahead and do is like right here between the joints, I'm gonna get a Q-tip and we're gonna go ahead and wash up over there. Other than that, we'll see how this goes. Let's start breaking this down. See, luckily here, I can just twist. It's not a little bit more complicated as the 𝕔𝕦𝕚. I'm just kind of putting a little bit of this oil all over the place. Just at least over here, because this is where thrusters are, so I'd assume you'd have a little bit of fuel leak over here. So that I'm just gonna leave off to the side and let that dry. So I'm actually just kind of squirting it into this spoon lid over here, because I don't have any of those cool little metal container thingies yet, and I probably should get some. We're just here to kind of dampen onto it. We're not here to completely overwash it or overshadow anything. We're just trying to give like a simple texture that petrol has spilt over time. There we go. And it's okay if it falls out. Alright, so there we go. We're gonna leave that there. Just gonna let that literally dry and chill to the best that it can. Bro, anybody seen the Big Les show? Big Les show? Oh, God. Yeah, I'll put a link. I'll definitely put a link for you, Jared. I got you, man. Jared Wright, I think, is the guy. But it's this dude in Australia. He makes some sick, funny, awesome Australian animations, and they have to do with like Sasquatch, some humans, some aliens, like alien humans. It's just all right. 𝔾𝕦𝕚𝕕𝕖. It's awesome. It's downright 𝔾𝕦𝕚𝕕𝕖. You're gonna love it. Added some oil stains to where I could. Just gonna leave that be. Yeah, cool. So we're gonna let this leg dry. So I got the rust out. We're gonna go ahead and dap a little bit of that. See how this kind of plays out. Ooh, that rust truly, truly. Okay, now we know. Now we know. A little goes a long way with this stuff. This is unforeseeable here, truth be told. Now, of course, with me using, what is this? This is the rusted texture. Yeah, rusted texture. So. Looks a little bit too bright there, so I'm just gonna clean it up the best that I can. So these arms are pretty much alright for right now, so I can get the pallets out. I just gotta work on these legs and figure out what all I'm gonna do here. Just gonna get the knees as best as I can here. Ooh, looks like my fingers have already been weathering a good majority of everything that I need to. Look at this other side over here. The more that I look at it, this itself looks like a rusted RX-78 that would be like trudging through the desert, trudging through jungles and stuff like that. So truth be told, I don't actually see this rush job, this weathering job being more like a worn down. I think this is more of a elemental weathering kind of job, and that's perfectly fine. You know, people can give lore to their stories. They could do this and that and everything, but truth be told, as long as you're happy with your mecha, like really, bro, that's all that truly counts. You know what I mean? Actually, I can definitely do for real. Need that smudge to be there still. Not so clean, not so new. Looks a little bit weathered. Now this right here, it is kind of a dampener, but that's perfectly fine. You're gonna want to definitely put some underneath the vents because that's where oil spills for sure. There you go. So the top half of the RX-78 in weathered condition isn't looking that bad. Really, the only time I can see you wanting to do a weathering kind of set is if you're going to be doing a diorama or if you're going to be doing like a custom paint job. Now, preferably, I don't know the diorama that I would put this in, but I have all different types of desert and jungle material. So, truth be told, I'm ready for it. A little bit of good news, the oiled earth is a must, all right? I love it. I love it. I love it. It's giving a bit of a dirtier, muddier texture without leaving spots. So in a sense, it is kind of making my mech look like it is battle damaged, which is perfectly awesome. Finally, I'm getting some of that in here. So I'm just going over edges and everything with this. Now I'm trying to smear it away, but as I smear it away, I don't smear it away in a clean line. I smear it to kind of make it a little bit worse. So like right there, all this, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm not fully cleaning it, but I am using it for the perfect amount of weathering. Because I mean, look at that, dude. Look at that. That's awesome. See, if I turn the flash off, do we have such details? Yeah, okay, you can kind of see it a little bit better, but this is the weathering that I'm trying to give the Gundam. You know, you want it to look like, essentially, I'm actually trying to F up this Gundam a lot more, so that way what I can do is kind of do an epoxy design. I don't know how well that epoxy resin display will come out, and I will for sure keep you guys updated, but for the most part, I didn't really see anything else in this other Tamiya weathering kit that I could use. The only thing I did see was the soot, and truth be told, I don't even know where I could put that. The rust, we've already applied the rust, we've already applied what can be the rust, so we're perfectly fine there. From here, it's just pretty much all about painting and whatnot. So yeah, so far this looks pretty dope. I like it. It's not just some clean Gundam anymore, not some clean robot, which is perfectly awesome. And the cool part is, you can still see your panel lining in your kit. So you guys, we're pretty much already almost done here. Yeah, pretty much a good majority of my mecha is dirty. Not seeing too much clean stuff on it now, but yeah, that's weathering. You know what I mean? Weathering gives your equipment the touch of like, oh, I'm a little bit older, so I'm a little bit more rustic, or I'm broken down, stuff like that. Oop, probably put a little bit too much there, but you want that star to get dirty because I mean it's a part of the whole process. Truth be told. There you go. And so now, your Gundam has some battle damage to it. So, that is one way you can weather your Gunpla.
It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I get a little anxious when you call me on the phone. Somebody said that it fades away, but in the interim it was hard to see that way. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together every way. When every page is in disarray, I think we'll be okay. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together every way. When every page is in disarray, I think we'll be okay that way. I thought I'd change when I got older, but the same year came over and over, and the only change that I could feel was the aging of my bones. And then one October, when the sidewalk home was covered over, well, I don't know the method, but you pulled right from the loan. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together every.
And you guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment too if you want to see me do a certain type of tutorial. Leave a comment if you notice I missed something, or if you just want to help me out. Either way, I'm here to grow, and I'm here to show my progress for all of y'all, and just to kind of show that no matter where you are, you're never too early or too late to start anything more advanced. Now, I was asked a good question, and I'm gonna have another YouTube video coming out where I'm going to interview some other builders, which is pretty cool. They all have a higher following than me, and they all have a higher reputation. So the thing is, I've got about 5 to 6 questions I want to ask each and every one of them, and these are questions that I know we all ourselves have asked ourselves at a point in time. We've all tried to, some of these questions involve burnout, some of these questions involve like customizations and where people pull their ideas and everything. So I want to go ahead and throw that video out there just to remind you all that we are all human, okay? Nobody's better than anybody, nobody's perfect, nobody's smarter than anybody. It's all about experience, okay? I've been doing this for about 1.5 years. These people have been doing it for about 3 to 5 to 7 years, okay? You guys have probably been doing it for a couple months, a couple weeks, a couple years yourself, but look what you're watching. You're watching some dude who's still pretty new, you know what I mean? That's what Gundam is, that's what Gunpla is. So, peace, y'all have a good rest of your day. Catch you later. Go Gunpla.
You won't be there and oh my God, I hope you're falling apart. My God, I hope you're falling and you will. My God, I hope you're falling apart.